is a clip from James Corden's Star Tours, the Star Tour that takes the stars on tour video. And having Avengers be the top box office superhero movie of 2018, I felt it was only fitting to use it as our intro to the best superhero movies coming out in 2019 video. Hey guys, I'm Court McGinley and welcome back to the most amazing top 5. Before we get started, I want to remind you guys to show some love by giving this video a big thumbs up and subscribing to our awesome channel so you never miss a new video. Alright, let's get started on our list of the top 5 best superhero movies coming out in 2019. Starting off at our number 5 spot, X-Men Dark Phoenix. This movie is set to come out on February 14th, 2019. That's right, ladies and gents, all of you that are yourselves or are dating a Marvel enthusiast, you'll be spending next Valentine's Day at the cinema. So this film is the sequel to X-Men Apocalypse. It's all about Jean Grey's story and how she begins to develop incredible powers that corrupt her and turn her into the Dark Phoenix. Mystique, Beast, Storm, Nightcrawler, and the rest of the X-Men all return and spring into action when they must decide what's more important, the life of a team member or all of the people living in the world. Yeah, that's quite a decision to make. In the movie, we have Sophie Turner playing Jean Grey, and all of our other favorite actors returning to continue their roles. To be honest, I don't think I would mind spending Valentine's Day seeing this movie. Just saying. At number 4, Spider-Man Homecoming 2. This movie is set to hit theaters on July 15th of 2019. So basically what we know about this film so far is a whole lot of nothing. There is no teaser trailer or anything out like that. But we do know a little bit about the cast, so obviously Tom Holland will be reprising his role. Also in it we will have Jake Gyllenhaal playing the villain and Michael Keaton returning as Vulture. This could be a possible hint that the Sinister Six may be forming. I don't know, maybe. This film will also start a new era of Marvel movies following Avengers 4. It will show Peter Parker moving on following the events from that film. About this upcoming movie, director Jon Watts said, "There's still a lot of unexplored territory to deal with the fallout of Infinity War and be a junior in high school. Sounds like a pretty good movie to me." Yeah, I couldn't agree more. At number 3, Wonder Woman 2. This movie is set to come out on November 1st, 2019. And if it's anything like the first movie, then it's going to be a cinematic hit and destroy the box office. Wonder Woman actually became the highest grossing superhero origin film. So yeah, that's pretty impressive. It brought in $821.9 million. This knocked out Spider-Man from the number 1 spot after obtaining this title in 2002 and bringing in $821.7 million. So yeah, she just made it in there. I mean, when you think about it, it's only fitting that the Amazon Warrior Princess gets the number 1 spot crown though. But I do have to give an honorable mention to Black Panther that killed it at the box office as well, bringing in $1.2 billion. But technically this movie wasn't an origin story. And then you have Infinity War that blew everything away and just broke all the box office records and brought in $2 billion. But yeah, back to Wonder Woman. The follow-up will take place in the 1980s against the backdrop of the Cold War. Gal Gadot will be returning as our favorite warrior princess, and Kristen Wiig will be playing the villain in this movie known as Cheetah. Sounds awesome so far. And if it's anything like the first one, it's going to be amazing. But I have a feeling this is going to be one of those cases where the sequel is just as good as the original. Coming in at number 2, Captain Marvel. This is without a doubt one of 2019's most highly anticipated films. It's set to come out on March 8th. Now, we got our first taste of Captain Marvel during Avengers Infinity War. Well, technically, she wasn't even in the movie, but she was in the post-credits. But let's be honest, Marvel movies are known for having amazing post-credit clips, and this one did not disappoint. If you're a true Marvel fan, then you know you have to stick around until after the credits because huge information or funny scenes are always revealed. For the past 6 years, Marvel has been building up Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel. So fans were super excited during the post-credits because we got our first cinematic glimpse of her. Well, kind of. During the scene, Nick Fury gets out a strange looking pager that sends out a distress signal as he faded into nothingness along with half of the universe. The camera then flashes down to the pager, which received a response of a logo that is currently being used by Captain Marvel in her own series. So what do we know about Captain Marvel so far? Well, Brie Larson will be the actress who will be playing the iconic hero. This is also Marvel's first female lead superhero movie, so of of course it's going to revolve around the most powerful character in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film will be a prequel to the MCU and will be taking a time jump back to the 90s where Carol is a hot-shot pilot who gains alien power after an accident. Nick Fury will be played by Samuel L. Jackson, and since we are going back in time, he isn't going to have to sport his eye patch this time around. Also, Jude Law landed a role in this movie as the alien Mar-Vell. The villains in this movie are known as the Skrulls. They are an alien race with a rich history in the comics. In the movie, the Skrulls have a bit of a story of their own revolving around their war with the Kree. Yeah, this movie is definitely one you don't want to miss, especially as it could have some major repercussions leading into Avengers 4. Alright, and before we jump into number 1, I just want to remind you guys to please show some love by subscribing to our channel, and make sure you stay tuned until the end of this video as I will be answering your questions and reading comments. And if you would like to be featured in an upcoming video, then make sure you leave those questions down below. And in at number 1, Avengers 4. This movie is going to be amazing, I already know it. I mean, Infinity War was mind-blowingly good, so I wouldn't expect anything less from the sequel. Avengers 4 is set to hit theaters May 3rd, and I mean, that only makes sense as Infinity War was released in May of 2018. I mean, honestly, I'm glad they aren't making us wait any longer. So far, not much info is being released about the sequel, except for the fact that they just recently wrapped, and that Captain Marvel is finally going to be making her appearance. Yeah, she's only the most powerful character in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, so you know, I guess that's pretty cool. But there are a lot of people making speculations about Avengers 4 based on the comic books that inspired Infinity War. So spoiler alert, as we know, at the end of Infinity War, all of the Avengers get wiped out from existence except the OGs. The only ones still alive are Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Hulk, and Black Widow. Also, Rocket, War Machine, and Nebula are still left behind too. But it's interesting that they are all that remains. But seeing as the Black Panther sequel has been confirmed, I think the Time Stone is going to be put to use again. I think we will be seeing Black Panther and the other wiped out Avengers again real soon. Can't have a Black Panther 2 coming out without the main character. Also, there's a Spider-Man Homecoming sequel that's coming out next year, as I mentioned, as well as a Guardians sequel in 2020. Like, so many of them have contracts with upcoming movies, so yeah, they kinda gotta be alive for that. So I'm thinking the Time Stone is getting put to use for sure. Also, as we know, Doctor Strange ended up giving Thanos the Time Stone, after all they went through to keep it from him. But it was either give him the stone or Tony Stark died. Thanos was one blow away from taking him out. But we need to remember, using the Time Stone, Doctor Strange looked forward in time and sees one scenario out of 14 million where the Avengers stop Thanos. So apparently in that one version, he must have seen that Tony needed to still be alive. So it's going to be interesting to see what Tony comes up with in the next movie. Regardless, we know that this conclusion to the epic 2-part Avengers storyline will close out Marvel's ambiguous MCU with a bang. Alright, and it's that time of the video where I answer your questions and read comments, so let's get started. So these questions and comments are from our top 5 scary unsolved internet mysteries video. Justin Machinsky said, what is your favorite and worst movie of all time? So I have 3 favorite movies, and those are The Wizard of Oz, Stepmom, and The Greatest Showman. If you haven't listened to that soundtrack, then make your life better and do so. And of course I love all Disney movies, but you all know that already. And a movie that I'm not very fond of is The Strangers because I hate killers in masks. Yeah, can't do it. Next, Timberwolf said, will you do a tour behind the scenes? I would like to see how y'all make these cool videos. I actually have a behind the scenes video on my personal YouTube channel, Court McGinley Vlogs. It's called A Week in My Life and Studio Tour. This is what the thumbnail looks like. You'll see some editors, some of the top 10 team, and the IO team. Yeah, fun times. So yeah, head on over and check that out. Next, Anthony Armento said, are you the only host on this channel? Why yes I am. Next, the Bidmaster said, this is my fave channel, what is your fave channel? It can't be your own YouTube channel. Okay, well aside from Court McGinley Vlogs and Most Amazing Top 5, my favorite channels would have to be the Ace Family, Shane Dawson, Alex Wasabi, and David Dobrik. I also watch a little bit of Trisha Paytas, not gonna lie. Next, Game Wiz said, hey, I absolutely love your videos. Well, thank you so much, that means a lot. Next, Catgirl1299 said, I love your videos. Please keep them up. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I will. Well, there you guys have it. That's a list of the top 5 best superhero movies coming out in 2019. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to show some love by giving this video a big thumbs up and turning on that notification bell. Also, leave any and all of your questions down below so you can be featured in our next video, and I'll catch you in the next one.